All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vet Talks. Again, we have on our show Martha Diaz for a health and wellness segment. What do you have for us today, Martha?
Hello, everyone. Well, today I want to talk to you about 7 signs that you might be eating too much salt. So I'll go ahead and start with those right away. You probably may feel very thirsty. So that's sign number 1. Sign number 2 would be you eat a lot of processed foods. So when you go on the road or you just know that you are off track of what you're supposed to be doing, eating too much outside, think about the fact that you may be consuming too much salt because many of the establishments, restaurants outside, fast food, even great restaurants, they tend to use more salt than you would at home. Number 3, high blood pressure. Well, that's like very in your face when the doctor tells you that you have high blood pressure. But if you back off the salt, you may be able to be done with those pills, but don't do that yet until you consult with your doctor. Number 4, the feet and legs are swollen. Okay, if you're getting a lot of swelling by the end of the day, something's going on and it's probably too much salt. 5, frequent headaches. That could be attributed to many other things. However, just keep an eye, drink more water, and back off on the salt if you get frequent headaches. Number 6, kidney stones. Those are big. You can't miss those. If you have them, they hurt. So try to also drink more water, keep cleansing, and back off the salt. And number 7, you can't concentrate. I never saw that one coming, but you can concentrate. So if you're having some difficulties concentrating, although there may be other reasons, of course, think about the fact how much salt you're consuming and how you can back off. My best recommendation.
Are you telling me that okay, so wait, I got a few questions now. So the kidney stones, how does the salt correlate to the kidney stones?
So what happens when you are drinking too much salt, a lot of that salt goes into your body, your kidneys, which is your primary cleansing mechanism, right? And it doesn't have enough water, and the salt, the actual salt that you see physical, forms inside your kidneys, okay? And that's what becomes a stone.
So the salt crystallizes in the kidney and becomes a stone.
Correct.
Ouch. Okay, and then wait, the headaches.
Yes.
Is that from dehydration?
Well, it goes with dehydration, but the fact is that salt also affects your vessels, your veins, your blood, right? Blood vessels, and it hardens your blood vessels. So when you don't have that pliable blood vessels that you're supposed to have, right? And so that restricts the circulation to your head. So you're going to get some pain, right? You don't have enough blood.
Is that also the increase in blood pressure, or you don't necessarily have an increase in blood pressure yet?
Not necessarily, unless you're kind of a little far gone. I mean, obviously the high blood pressure is also a sign, but the headaches will come before you even have the blood pressure. The major signs that a doctor can diagnose for you, these are signs that you may notice, and they don't come necessarily in this order. And a headache, if you're very sensitive, you may get it before anything else. So definitely keep an eye out. Any one of those things that you feel that you're experiencing, I highly recommend you back off. Again, I have my best recommendation is 72 hours without whatever that is, and then introduce it slowly.
So let's ask it, because you also need a certain level of salt, right, to maintain a balance of, because I've got low blood pressure, and so the doctor's always like, make sure your blood sugar levels and your salt levels are adequate. What is a correct amount of salt to consume either in a day or a week?
I'm gonna have to give you the precise medical answer. I'm gonna have to come back to you on that one.
Okay.
Because I don't want to mislead you. However,
a bag of Doritos a day? No, I'm just kidding.
However, a normal amount of salt is not what we consume many times, especially when we eat outside, or if we tend to add salt to things after they're cooked. The best way is to eat just salt to taste, and generally we can taste it. It's like a great scale. However, when you've been eating a lot of salt, your mouth, your taste buds, become kind of numb to it. Same thing happens when you eat a lot of sugar. And so you want more.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And that's why I recommend you get off of it for a couple of days. You know, I try to go 3 days, but if you have a notable issue with electrolytes, dehydration, that kind of stuff, obviously you can go without salt for 3 days. But I would definitely recommend that you just add half of the salt that you're
So
consuming.
the daily, this 2,300 milligrams, I mean, I could tell you that number. It doesn't mean anything to anybody because 2,300 milligrams doesn't, I mean, that's hard to measure. It's about a tablespoon or whatever of salt. But 2,300 milligrams, I mean, how does somebody know? I mean, you tell me when I read a salt package, you can tell me the number of level of milligrams in everything I'm eating? No.
No, it really doesn't. And I mean, the way that you track diet, of course, it just depends on what you should be consuming. And it just depends on how many calories you're burning. So that goes along with the salt.
Because salt is the #1 preservative.
Correct. And so anytime that you're eating outside, anytime you're eating a food that is pre-prepared, a frozen meal, that has a lot of salt that you don't really need. When you cook at home, say you're doing vegetables, for example, a lot of people that tend to put a lot of butter and salt and pepper on their vegetables, where you're kind of defeating the purpose of the vegetable. You know, though that's like unnecessary if you learn to like that taste without the additional items. So you are eliminating, you're managing what you're eating, because some of the foods that you may eat, you can't help it. You know, if you're going to eat outside, it's better to eat than not to eat. And you're going to have that extra salt. So at home, try to manage that, but be on the lookout for those 7 signs.
Very good. And let's have those 7 signs real quick one more time, Martha. Can you give us the 7
Yes,
signs again?
7 signs are: you're thirsty all the time, you are eating a lot of processed foods, you had high blood pressure, feet and legs are swelling, frequent headaches, kidney stones, and you can't concentrate. So
Wow. That sounds like a lot of fun.
yes, definitely fun that to be avoided. So be on the lookout. Thanks everyone for listening. This is Martha Diaz from Diaz Medical Consulting and Supply. And oh, and I forgot to mention, Doton, about my new department in my company. We
We'd
just
like to hear the
opened.
website. Wait, we need the website. What was the website?
The website is, well, for the new company, the new department is diazrecruitingsolutions.com.
Well, okay.
And
DiazRecruitingSolutions.com. Diaz Recruiting Solutions for all those who are seeking placement, who are looking for a better paying job or to transfer or to find something in a field that they've always dreamed of working in, right?
absolutely. And for those business owners out there or representatives, just let me know how I can help you. I'm trying to connect veterans with great paying jobs.
Ooh, we love that. We love that. All right. Well, thank you, Martha, for being on another episode of Vet Talks. We will, of course, have Martha back with our health and wellness segment. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the message is limit your salt, measure your salt, watch your salt, because if your salt intake is too much and you're going to the VA and you're getting all sorts of pills and medicines to take because of it, you're only increasing the damage to your system. Thank you, Martha, for being on the show. DiazRecruitingSolutions.com. We'll be back. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.